well, let's kick this off. Big news. The federal election, we know, could very well be just around the corner. And Pierre Poilievre's campaign bus, they're going to have a few fewer seats, so I guess more seats available. Media were notified this week that reporters will not be able to travel with conservatives on election tours. Oh, wow. Okay. So the question is, how useful is full access to politicians on the campaign trail in a potential federal election very soon?
Can you smell that?
What?
Smell that? Smells like fear. Smells like somebody is afraid to be held accountable for the things that they have said and done with real traditional journalists. So they're like, you know what? You guys just are not invited, which is not what we have in a democratic society. And also, the timing of this is also very interesting. And I hate to always refer to our neighbors to the south, but they are so loud and annoying that I can't help it. But right now, we're watching traditional journalists be shut out, fired, eliminated from the conversation. And I'm looking at this move over here in Canada going, what's this move about? I hope we're not following what's going on down there, because we cannot have that. Freedom of the press, people. We need to have that. So that was my first thought. What do you guys think? You go.
Well, listen, I actually think, Andrea, like, they're always going to try to control the narrative at the end of the day. And this day and age, what you see is people have different ways to get access to news and politics and whatnot. Like, you look at the social media apps, people, I know, including myself, have different apps that they look towards to get this information. And regardless if they have the media on the planes or not, it's going to get out there.
You don't think it's important to have a seasoned journalist have face-to-face time and ask the politicians the hard questions?
I'm going to save you for this because, like, yes, of course. I think we can all agree that that is extremely important. So to be clear, though, he's not saying no to journalists at his conferences, like as he goes across the country.
They don't have access.
They can still have access to him there. He's just saying he doesn't want anyone on the bus, which is unusual. And yet I feel
it's not unusual. I just want to make it clear. This is unprecedented. This is unprecedented.
And as the kids would say, it is sus.
Okay.
Potentially. But
that's right.
I think that again, I don't agree with it. I don't like it, but I can sort of understand why he's doing it.
Why?
Well, I feel like one thing is the fact that he knows better than anybody that when you say something in this day and age, it can be taken out of context and it can be turned into an ad. He's doing that right now against his potential opponents. Thank you, Mark Carney. This is his playbook, so he knows it. He doesn't want to be a part of it. I also think this man is in a crisis of identity. When you think about it, this is a man who defined himself specifically as being the anti-Trudeau, first. Everything was against Trudeau. Trudeau this, Trudeau that, all that for ages. Then it was like he was identically parroting everything that Trump said. So that was his identity. And then, whoa, the tariff war happened. And then suddenly he's like, oh,
Trudeau's gone.
Trudeau's gone. Who am I? So I think the thing is he hasn't decided who he is. So he certainly doesn't want to be getting on a bus and hanging out.
But isn't that the perfect time to have a journalist sit down with you and ask you really important questions?
I would love it.
I think the biggest red flag would have been if he tried to deny the real media to be there at the press conferences and everything. I think he's still
here's the problem that I have with this. Here's the problem I have with this. A, it's unprecedented, okay? It's unprecedented federally, okay? There are always journalists out of all the major media outlets who travel with a potential candidate. Why? Because Canada, this is going to be, in my opinion, one of the most consequential elections in our lifetime, bar none. This is exactly the time that we need to know as voters, who do I want to vote for? Who is this person? The only way you can get at that is not by controlling the narrative, it's to act not scared. Because if you are scared of a reporter, how are you going to handle Donald Trump? So my question is, if you are afraid of or you're deciding you don't want the press to travel with you now, what makes you think he's going to let the press have at him when he actually gets into office, if he gets into office?
Yeah.
There's nothing that's stopping him. So my whole thing is, if you don't want to be compared, and you're trying so hard to differentiate yourself from Donald Trump, but you're doing exactly the thing that Donald Trump is doing, you're not doing a good job. You're not doing a good job.
Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.